Hi guys, welcome back to Ravers Mead. I have Woody with me here today and it's time for Woody to start going back to work. So this is his first ride of 2021. I thought I would film it and show you guys what happens. Now you'll probably notice I'm wearing a body protector today. I don't normally do that. The reason being is because cute boy here, as sweet and angelic as he looks, has a little bit of a crazy streak in him. He has unloaded me a couple of times. There is a video of him doing it at dressage actually, which is hilarious. So being as this is the first time he's been ridden in about 6 months, I'm just going to be a little bit careful because I know what he can be like. But he does look super chilled today. He's been out in the field all day grazing. He's had his galloping around in his hoo-has. So hopefully he should be nice and sensible. But yeah, this is our first ride of the year. Just bringing him back into some gentle work. So we're just going to have a little walk around today. Maybe a little bit of trotting. We'll see how it goes. So I'm going to jump on and start riding this pony.
No trouble with the mounting whatsoever. Woody is always as good as gold at the mounting blocks, so I'd expect nothing less than that from him. What I'm doing right now is I'm just having a quick feel around the front of my saddle. Because he has been out of work for 6 months or so, things just didn't seem to be fitting quite as they should. The saddle was sitting a little bit low around his withers area. Overall the fit wasn't terrible. It wasn't anything that gave me a massive cause for concern, but yeah, I'm just running my hands around underneath all the edges of the saddle just to see where the areas of contact are, just to make sure that everything is acceptable for us to carry on into riding. Now it's interesting actually, because when I was riding him today, it did feel like he was being quite laid back, but actually watching the footage back now, he's walking out really beautifully. I guess that is one of the benefits of videoing yourself riding, is that you can have the opportunity for your brain to put the pieces together. So what felt to me like quite a slow and lazy ride, in reality he was actually moving along beautifully there, so that's well worth me remembering in the future. So we're just going to do some walking around for a little bit. I actually did this for probably around 15 minutes all in all. Just walking around, getting a feel for each other again, letting him get used to having me on his back, letting him get used to the bit and the reins again. Just, you know, figuring each other out again. Now again, he does look very good here. He looks very much under control, and that's quite amusing to me, because actually sitting on him for the whole duration of this ride did feel very much like sitting on a ticking time bomb. He was definitely thinking about doing something silly. I could feel it in his way of going. Just a little practice halt there, just to make sure he's listening to me, and he was perfect with that. There was no argument or hesitation at all for the halt, so that was lovely. So I'm just popping my stick down here just because he was feeling a little bit sharp. I decided that I didn't want to be carrying that. The reason I picked it up in the first place is, well, Woody is a little bit of a strange horse. So he is naturally very laid back, quite lazy. He can be a little bit slow off your leg, hence I picked up a long stick for this ride. But at the same time as being lazy and laid back, he's also oddly sharp, as you can see there. He's a very peculiar combination of quirks, actually. So you can have an entire ride on him where you're giving the go, go, go all the time, like keep going Woody, keep going Woody, and then out of nowhere he just explodes. And then 2 minutes later it's like nothing happened and he's back to donkey mode again. He's very, very entertaining. But he certainly keeps me on my toes. I've learnt a hell of a lot from this horse. I actually backed him myself, and when I watch footage of him, it's always really nice for me to see how well he looks, and it's nice to think to myself that me and him have done that together. It's brilliant. Brilliant to see. And I have to say, given the amount of time he's had off, he looks fantastic. I'm really impressed with the way he's overwintered. So at this point I've just been asking him to be a little bit more attentive into his corners, asking for a little bit of inside bend, just asking him to refine what we're doing a little bit, really. I did notice when I was asking for the bend around those corners that he was getting a little bit excited. He was, I think, hoping that we were going to be setting up ready for a canter, which was not the intention today. I really did not want to push him up into third gear, because I'm fairly sure had we gone up into canter today, it would have blown his mind. Another nice little halt there. He's still listening beautifully, and a bit of rein back. He's so good at that. He's always lovely and straight in his rein back. He was just a little bit lazy on the forwards transition there, so we just pushed him into a couple of strides of trot, and we are off quite nicely again. Still can't get over how good he looks. Such a handsome boy. Nice half 10-metre circles there, just to sort of test the steering out. He's got a lovely bend through his body through those circles. And off into trot. I wasn't 100% sure if we were going to do any trotting today. I was very much intending to play it by ear, see what mood he was in, but actually all in all he proved to be quite sensible. We've had a few little spooks and a few little sharp moments. Here we go there. He got a little bit excited coming out of that corner, but nothing too major. Actually, he trotted on really nicely. I could definitely feel he was getting himself ready. He wanted to go faster and faster. He definitely was hoping for that canter transition. But that was not the aim of the day. The aim of the day was to have a nice, calm, sensible reintroduction to his ridden work. And that is a beautiful trot. He's very consistent within his paces. That's one of his absolute brilliant points. And he quite often gets comments in his dressage tests for his consistency within his paces. Little spook in that corner again. That was the scary corner today. just need to work on our straightness on this rein. He was getting a little bit argumentative at this point, so where I was trying to push his hind end over to straighten him out a little bit and keep him on that track, he was misinterpreting that as go faster. I didn't want him to go faster, I simply wanted him to move over, but obviously as soon as my leg was making contact with his side, his initial response was, woohoo, let's go for it. Nice and calm, see that's much better there. He's got that hind end nice and behind him now on that run, that's beautiful. And yeah, I did I think 3 or 4 laps of trot on each rein. I didn't want to do too much with him, 1 because he's not fit, and 2 because I didn't want to overdo it and get to a point where he was becoming at all frustrated or upset or tired in any way. I wanted it to be a really positive ride, and actually he was very good. And that was that. Such a sweet boy. I was very, very happy with that ride. Okay, so that went really, really well. As you can see, he did try a few times to have a little bit of a runaway with me. He tried to swing his head up and snatch the reins a couple of times as well. Not too bad though, all in all, for him, for a first ride of the year. That was really, really good. I'm really happy with that. We managed to get some trotting in as well, which I wasn't sure we'd be able to do. Absolutely not brave enough for a canter yet though. I'm fairly sure if I asked for an upward transition at that point, that would have blown the fuse and he would have gone down that field at 100 miles an hour in every which direction. So we'll save that for a couple of weeks' time once we've got everything a little bit more under control. It was really good. He was really listening to me. It's full of all this confused energy, but that's fine. That's to be expected at this time of year. When you're bringing the horse back into work as well, you know, everything's a bit strange to them. And like I said, Woody does have just that little bit of a crazy streak in him, just to make it that bit more fun. But yeah, he was really, really good. I'm really happy with that. It's kind of starting to rain out here. It's a bit gross, so we're going to say goodbye. I'm going to go and get him put back to bed and get him some sweeties. You were very good. You were very good. You didn't kill me. You didn't kill me. Yep, so I'm going to go get him some sweeties, put him back to bed, and I will see you guys next time. Thank you so much for joining me for this one. This has been really good fun. It could have gone 1 of 2 ways today, but luckily it went the good way. See you next time, guys. Bye.